Hello and welcome to our newscast. I'm Hwang Jie, live from Seoul. We start with the reaction to the result of the U.S. presidential election. Hillary Clinton has appeared in public for the first time since suffering a surprise defeat, voicing hope that Donald Trump would be a successful president for all Americans. President Obama also congratulated Trump on his historic victory. Arirang has more.
In an emotional concession speech in New York on Wednesday, Hillary Clinton expressed disappointment over the result and voiced hope that Trump would be a successful president.
I hope that he will be a successful president for all Americans. This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for, and I'm sorry that we did not win this election for the values we share and the vision we hold for our country. But I feel pride and gratitude for this wonderful campaign that we built together, this vast, diverse, creative, unruly, energized campaign.
She also called on supporters to keep an open mind, adding that Trump must be given a chance to lead.
We owe him an open mind and the chance to lead. Our constitutional democracy enshrines the peaceful transfer of power. And we don't just respect that, we cherish it.
The incumbent president, Barack Obama, congratulated his successor in a phone call in the early hours of the morning. Speaking at the White House after the phone call, Obama stressed the importance of a smooth transition of power.
So I have instructed my team to follow the example that President Bush's team set 8 years ago and work as hard as we can to make sure that this is a successful transition for the president-elect. Because we are now all rooting for his success in uniting and leading the country. The peaceful transition of power is one of the hallmarks of our democracy.
President-elect Trump will hold his first transition meeting with Obama on Thursday at the White House before being inaugurated as the 45th U.S. president on January 20th next year. Arirang News.
Now you could call it a Trump jump as stocks on Wall Street surged after his victory. After seeing some major sell-offs overnight, U.S. stocks bounced back on Wednesday after Donald Trump confirmed his win. The S&P 500, the Dow, and the Nasdaq all closed up over 1%. Roughly 12 billion shares were traded on U.S. exchanges. That's the largest amount recorded since the Brexit sell-off in June. The volatility seen earlier in global financial markets and a rush to safe haven assets have cooled after speculation Trump would increase fiscal spending to prop up growth. Also, as the president-elect spoke of unity and togetherness in his victory speech. Meanwhile, South Korea's top diplomat believes America's president-elect Donald Trump will remain on the same page as Seoul when it comes to the allies' North Korea policies. Kwon So-ah reports.
South Korea's top diplomat Yoon Byung-se's prediction of Washington's future policies regarding North Korea is that they won't be that different from now.
The next U.S. administration's basic policy on North Korea is generally expected to continue as it is now, with an emphasis on enforcing pressure and sanctions on North Korea.
The minister made the remarks during a meeting with ruling Saenuri Party lawmakers Wednesday afternoon, which dealt with response measures towards the United States' new leadership. This was when Yoon already hinted that Donald Trump has garnered more votes than his rival Hillary Clinton. Yoon assessed that both Trump and Clinton shared a similar stance on South Korea-U.S. bilateral relations and are on the same page when it comes to the severity of North Korea's nuclear development. But as the new U.S. administration's policies will now work on details, the minister stressed the importance of closely analyzing what's been discussed throughout the election process.
The Foreign Ministry will strengthen its efforts towards the transition team and do its utmost for the continuation of existing policies and constructing a cooperative relationship.
Seoul's foreign ministry has been operating a task force, holding meetings with other related ministries and being active in outreach efforts towards key figures of both the Trump and Clinton camps, with a total of around 190 contacts made this year alone. 권소아, Arirang News.
And turning to the prosecution's probe into the sprawling political scandal here in Korea, one of the two foundations embroiled in the Choi Soon-sil scandal returned up to $6 million in donations from Lotte Group a day before prosecutors raided the headquarters of the retail giant. Kim Hae-sung has more.
Prosecutors stepped up their investigation into the abuse of power scandal swirling around President Park Geun-hye's confidant Choi Soon-sil. On Wednesday, they raided the homes of two former presidential aides, An Bong-geun and Lee Jae-man, who served as presidential secretaries for public relations and administrative affairs. Prosecutors reported they seized cell phones, documents, and hard disks related to the case. The two, along with former presidential personal secretary Chung Ho-sung, have had close ties with President Park since 1998 and are accused of leaking confidential state documents to Choi. At the same time, state prosecutors are widening their probe into all 53 companies that are related to the two government-linked foundations at the center of the scandal. Choi Soon-sil is accused of forcing Korean corporations to donate roughly $70 million to the two foundations, Miru and K-Sports. Prosecutors announced Wednesday they discovered K-Sports had returned $6 million to Lotte Group on the day before they raided the retail giant. The raid happened on June 10th and was conducted in connection with an investigation into the corruption charges against the founding family. Prosecutors said K-Sports returned the money to Lotte Group between June 9th and 14th. The timing of the events raised suspicions that someone had leaked information on the probe to K-Sports. Prosecutors say the prime suspect is former Presidential Secretary of Civil Affairs Woo Byung-woo. Kim Hae-sung, Arirang News.
And that wraps it up for now. Thank you for watching. Do join us again at 10 a.m. Korea time for more updates with Mark Broom, and goodbye.